Well, today we had our first meeting as the cross-frontier group post the events which we've seen over the last few days, which include the referendum that was held across the UK and the Spanish elections that were held on Sunday. And the message that has come out from our meeting, that with the items that we've been discussing, is that we are still a very united front in terms of particularly what our activity and what our role going forward is going to be. You've got to remember that our group is formed by trade unions and business associations from both sides of the border. So there are both these factors in effect, directly and indirectly, affect not only Gibraltar but the Campo de Gibraltar. So we all work together for the betterment of, should we say, the future of this combined area.
And have you heard any reports of any instances across the border since Friday morning? Any concerns?
No, I think to start off with, particularly on Friday, there was a bit of anxiety because obviously I think by and large, not just in Gibraltar but across the UK, the result came as a bit of a shock. But once that settled down, we did sense an underlying actual optimism, the people settled into the idea. I think we've all had a bit of time to digest the recent events, and we're kind of feeling that actually right now it's a status quo. Nothing really has changed.
And the result of the Spanish election a couple of days ago, does that change anything looking at the future regards the cross-frontier works?
I mean, no doubt it's a factor, and again, something that plays on people's minds. There's just no two ways about that. But again, we have to wait and see what comes out of that. We've got to remember that although the Partido Popular came up on top in terms of the numbers, they don't have sufficient to form government on their own. And that hasn't been quite established yet, what kind of government, this kind of coalition in Spain is going to look like, and what their rhetoric, shall we say, to Gibraltar and to the area is going to be.
And what would you say to any cross-border workers who maybe are a bit anxious looking at the next year, a couple of years down the line, once or if Article 50 ever is actually triggered? What would you say to them?
Well, again, I understand the anxiety, it's very natural, but I don't think we can be looking to what may or may not happen in 2, 5, 10 years down the line. The triggering of Article 50, will it be triggered? How will it be triggered? And there are actually many options that are coming and many directions that this might take. So we don't exactly know what this presumably exit of the UK from the European Union is actually going to look like, and more importantly, how it's going to affect Gibraltar, or whether Gibraltar will indeed be taken out of the European Union along with the UK. I mean, you've heard in the news, obviously, there's several possibilities and options on the table. So it's too early. We can't jump to conclusion that it's going to be down that path of straight exit out of the European Union, and we're going to be dragged out of it, and we're going to have no contact with the European Union going forward. I think that is the most probably unlikely scenario.